Detroit looks to change that today at Little Caesars Arena in season and here in the playoffs. Brunson, Bridges here, 23 years old. Another young stick, and Towns at possession. And Brunson booed 3 seconds into the game. He was getting taunted throughout the game by Piston fans on Thursday. Got a flagrant foul called on him against Hardaway. Here's Towns, and he scores on the first possession.
Well, Karl-Anthony Towns got going early in game 3 from the perimeter. They come right to him in the low post, little cross screen. He catches it in a sweet spot down low.
Here's Thompson, and Josh Hart, excellent defender on him. Shot clock down to 4. Harris, blocked by Towns. Good defense by the Knicks. Anunoby in transition, and he takes it all the way for the slam. Knicks got off to a good start in game 3. Ended up leading by 13 at halftime. It's been feast or famine for Hardaway. We talked about that great game 3. He was scoreless in game 2. Empty possession for Detroit. Hart downhill, hangs, can't finish.
Well, Knicks have come out with the right level of force defensively. Big stop at the rim. Defensive rebound. Jalen Duren able to get the
3, 8 rebounds in all. Entry pass to Anunoby, couldn't handle it. Poke back out to Hart. Shot clock at 4. Bridges deadly from the corner, but off the mark there on the 3. Cunningham with Bridges drawing the assignment early on. They double and force the pass. Duren underneath, and the stop.
Jalen Duren very good on the short roll and making decisions. Finds Thompson along the baseline.
Had the controversial finish here the other night in game 3 and a 2-point win. Knicks thought, or the Pistons thought rather, there should have been a backcourt violation by Jalen Brunson, but the league said no, confirming the official's call. Anunoby misses the shot. Detroit can take its first lead. Cunningham, deep 3.
The rim, very capable at making that interior pass for something better.
Brunson averaging 34 points per game in this series so far, 32 points per game last year in the run to the conference semis. Towns missing that time. Pistons looking to push. Duren ahead to Harris. He'll attack. Contact with Brunson. No whistle.
Harris to have a good start to this game. You remember what he did in the first half of game 1. Been quieter since.
He had just 5 points as Towns banks it in on the floor a ton, though, because of foul trouble in game 3. Cunningham's pass tapped out by Thompson. Now Harris, no good on the triple try. Anunoby hits the deck.
The floor, very easy to pull some guy off balance when you grab him in that state.
We talked with Asar Thompson before the game about the challenge of defending Brunson. He says he has to be more disciplined, and Brunson get inside to go up 2.
And Jalen Brunson took advantage of an opportunity, gets into the lane. That back line, all 3 defenders got caught staring at Brunson. Josh Hart just read that cut perfectly.
No attempts yet for Brunson shooting, but he does have 2 assists.
Game, and you understand the physicality is going to cause some. That one just completely unforced on an entry pass to the wing.
Now Brunson almost turned it over on the sideline. Here's Anunoby, lobs underneath. Bridges, good catch. Brunson, and you saw better discipline from Thompson, not going for the pump. Bridges puts it in.
Similar action. Brunson is down there drawing the attention visually of everybody on Detroit's weak side. So Bridges takes advantage of a weak side cut.
Floater from Cunningham, around and down. Cade Cunningham's first points. That ends a 6-0 New York run. Fans continue to boo Brunson when he brings it up the floor. On the switch, now you got Thompson trying to defend Towns on the low block, and Towns can't get the ball to roll home, and Duren cleans it up inside. Duren a behind the back dribble, and Bridges, oh, great save. Numbers for the Knicks. Anunoby underneath, missed the layup, hit the floor, bodies everywhere.
Challenge.
4 of the 5 Knicks starters have scored. Brunson's the one who hasn't until now. Jalen Brunson with his first shot of the game. He also has 3.
Range shot on the floor, going right, dipping with the left shoulder to get you back on your heels before he gathers and releases.
6th man runner up Malik Beasley on the floor. They need more out of him. He struggled shooting it in the series. Tim Hardaway Jr. way off.
Very difficult to then be able to contest that, honestly.
Tom Thibodeau, the head coach of the Knicks, says Brunson's confidence comes from his preparation. Works as hard as anybody off the floor as he does on it. Here's Towns out to Hart, left alone, straight on three. It's good. And it's a 7-point New York lead.
He's been selective about the three-point attempt in this series. Only 2 for 4 coming in. I think the Pistons will live with that.
Ball off the foot, and then yet to make a three. Cunningham looking to drive, spinning, lost Anunoby, but missed the shot. And Duren gets the offensive rebound. And then turns it over. 3-on-2 for the Knicks. Brunson on the spot up, lets it fly, and buries a three.
Careless turnovers by the Pistons early in this game.
Another offensive rebound by Duren's it back.
Well, he certainly has come ready to play on the glass on both ends of the floor. Jalen Duren doing his part, trying to settle the Pistons here early.
Cross-court feed, hard extra pass to Bridges in the corner. Shot clock inside of 10. Pass by Hart over the head of
Pistons have to be much better with ball security in the half court.
Already like 7 points off of those 5 Detroit turnovers for the Knicks. Cunningham to Dennis Schroeder, who's been the second best offensive player for the Pistons in this series. Right on cue with a bank shot from a tough angle.
What a tough shot, and he was trying to draw a foul with that head fake. Didn't get that call, but takes a tough angle for the bank shot.
He's averaging 15 points per game in the series. Hart another three, and he hits another one. 33% during the regular season, but does not shoot many of them. Better than 50% so far from three in the series. And another D.
The story of this game here early is the Detroit Pistons turning the basketball over. They've got to settle down offensively to give their defense a chance in the half court. Knicks playing with an advantage.
They're also an outstanding defensive team. They called Schroeder for the foul. Here's Brunson. Schroeder trying to stay with him. Pull-up jumper, short, and rebounded by Beasley. Pistons ball trailing by 9. 3:45 to go in the opening quarter. Cunningham lost it. Another giveaway. And numbers for the Knicks. Deuce McBride ahead, a 3-on-1. The lob to Anunoby, couldn't tip it in. But Brunson gets the offensive rebound. Here's McBride, and that's a great sign here as well. The current Knicks look pretty good, leading the Pistons 24-12. Detroit staying in the game with rebounding. Duren has 9, 3 offensive rebounds. Imagine the score if he wasn't getting rebounds, because the Pistons are struggling offensively. Beasley misses, another putback.
Immediately coming off that down screen into a curl action, and J.B. Bickerstaff talked about getting Malik Beasley something other than a three to get his hands on the basketball early when he checks in the game. They did it right there.
Mitchell Robinson on the floor. He was questionable due to illness as Brunson's three is off target. Battle for the loose ball, and Detroit has it. Cunningham going to post up on Brunson. Skip to Beasley. He'll let it fly. And he front-rimmed it. Beasley just 3.
Bickerstaff told his team there's another one. Can't even inbound the ball to start the quarter. Rough start for the Pistons.
Duren got a piece of that shot by Bridges. The Pistons have as many turnovers as field goals in this game so far, 7. But only trailed by 10. Harris on the pull-up, no. And Towns tracks down the loose ball. Campaign in his 10th year was great in the fourth quarter during that 21-0 run by the Knicks to come from behind to beat Detroit. Foul called on Harris on the quarter.
Well, I think Detroit's got to make some threes. They're wild cards for this team. When you look,
but hard to live that way in today's NBA, making less than 10 and trying to win a playoff game. Cade Cunningham, by the way, did not take a three in that first quarter. In fact, he only had 2 points, no assists, 2 turnovers. Harris was 0 for 2 from 3. Hardaway 0 for 2. Beasley 0 for 1. Lead back to 12, matching the largest for the Knicks, with Towns now at 9 points on the day. Knicks trying to go up 3-1 in the series. Shot clock at 1. Harris has to hoist it as the buzzer sounds, and it's a
time he got it, the clock was deep.
McBride's three short, and Harris able to block out Towns and get the defensive rebound. Holland getting some minutes here at the start of the second quarter as he did at the end of the first. Beasley trying to get free, spinning on Payne, driving all the way, and gets the layup to go.
That's a great counter by Beasley because he has no space on the catch right now. Able to show some creativity and putting it down all the way to the rim.
And Bickerstaff told us before the game, if he gets an early two, that should unlock him from deep. We'll see if that's the case. Towns driving again on Harris. A lot of contact. Shots no good. Beasley rebounds. Beasley will pull up for three. And off the front rim, but back to Beasley for another try. Another miss. Another chance. Offensive rebound, Holland. Schroeder fakes it. Now Holland on the cross. Tried to bounce it underneath, and turnover number 9 by Detroit. They're 0 for 9 from 3 and 33% overall from the floor. Bridges on the face-up, goes baseline, the skip to McBride. Shot clock at 5. McBride's 3 off the mark.
New York's done a nice job of getting the ball to the other side of the floor when Detroit floods the zone on these drives.
Pistons have lost 8 straight home playoff games. The NBA record is 9. Here's Beasley for 3, around and out again. So Beasley's 0 for 4 here today from 3, 3 for his last 22.
And 0 for 10 as a team from the three-point line for Detroit.
McBride has it to the head. To have one team making 5 threes,
grateful for that, but it certainly could be much worse.
It's been the worst. I mean, they were so good towards the end of the regular season. Lost some games down the stretch when guys were sitting out and the 6th seed was wrapped up. Now, this is unusual. Cade Cunningham, with Anunoby on him, has had trouble getting going. He finds Duren. The skip to Holland. He hesitated. Wanted no part of that 3, so he drives and almost throws it away. Shot clock at 2. Holland's got to put it up. Another in 3 minutes in this quarter and only 1 field goal for Detroit. Knicks up 12. That matches their largest lead of the game. They lead this series 2 games to 1. Knocked away Holland, and then
younger players taking things for granted at home and not dying.
Here the other night, equally loud, if not louder, for the beginning of game 4. Detroit down 12. Cunningham looking for just his 2nd basket, and that was a tough shot over the outstretched.
Feels like an 8-minute stretch here that Cade Cunningham has to put his fingerprints all over it. Great patience there, got the one-on-one in the post and got the shot he wanted.
Brunson's been on the bench, and the Knicks are +2 since he went to the bench. Towns for 3, no good. Hardaway bat
did not react at all. He knew he had hit the ball.
Anunoby's 3 off the side of the backboard, but it pinballs to Towns. Towns 3, no good. The Knicks going cold, but they're getting multiple looks. Anunoby penetrating.
Going to end up with points.
Katie George in Detroit for game 4 of this 3-6 series in the East. Detroit down 2 games to 1. Winner would play either Boston or Orlando. The Celtics lead that series 2-1. Game 4 tonight. Game 4 of the Lakers Wolves up next on ABC. Minnesota leading 2-1 in that series. And if I made 2 first quarter threes. Brunson with 7. Cunningham has 4 points, no assists. On the switch, actually double, forced the pass. Hardaway got the 3. Finally, the Pistons
go, and it's ironic because Hardaway Jr. did not catch that ball cleanly. He actually bobbled it on the catch, but still had enough time to gather it and knock one down.
And the first assist for Cunningham. Brunson booed every time he touches the ball, and he's touched it a lot, bringing the ball up the floor mostly. Towns driving all the way, missed the easy one, got it back, and sticks it home. Towns staying. Lead back to 11. Cunningham pops for 3. And that hit Towns.
In Golden State.
All about New York basketball and how good the Pistons and Knicks series have been over the years. They played once in '84 at a game at Joe Louis Arena. They were playing that series at the Silver Dome, but because the venue was unavailable, they played downtown, where of course all the games are now since Little Caesars Arena was built about 7 years ago. Another missed 3. Cunningham 0 for 3 from deep. Detroit 1 of 13.
This is a critical 6 minutes in the Pistons season.
Bully ball from Towns, but he couldn't finish, and he collided with Hart, who had the ball. Knocked physical Officials are letting him play. We've seen a lot of.
Make sure he couldn't get the ball. Anunoby comes over the top.
And Tibbs understandably upset with the way they've let this go. To call that was surprising. Here's Cunningham leaving it for Hardaway. Blows by Brunson and missed the pull-up badly. And Towns clears it. Quick outlet Bridges. No look pass to Hart in transition. Out to Brunson. Leaves it for Towns. Swing it. Bridges 4-3. Offensive rebound, OG. Bridges again. Way off the mark. And now a 5-on-4 with Towns racing back up court. Bounce from Cunningham and a block from behind by Bridges. What a play. Mikal Bridges had 2 blocks in game 3. Hart goes right at the chest of Hardaway. And Josh Hart missing. It spins out, so he misses them both. But they still have an 11-point lead because Detroit can't score.
Motion going to get that call sometimes.
The boos are even louder now from the Pistons crowd towards Jalen Brunson. Trying to shake Thompson. Stares at him. Now fires a 3 and swishes it through. 14.
Yeah, Thompson's a young player. He's been in foul trouble the entire series. I felt like he was a little cautious with his contest on that Brunson jump shot. Did not want to commit another foul.
Thompson in the high post, going at Brunson, and a foul.
Yeah, Davis, R. Thompson said Jalen Brunson is great.
I think, too, it's interesting, I thought, that he told us about that is how Brunson uses his arms. We talk a lot about Brunson's footwork, but his arms to draw fouls.
So good at it. He understands how to close down that gap.
Meanwhile, the Pistons didn't understand that Bridges was wide open in the half.
Sometimes when teams are struggling like this offensively, it just takes a couple of baskets back to back, and it feels like everybody will gain some confidence and settle in.
Bridges knocked it away from Harris, got it back, and that looked like a goal.
We had that reaction.
Harris just 2 for 9, though, from the floor as Towns goes up and under. What a move. He split the defenders, hung and put it home. Lead back to 12. Harris a little out of control. Turnover number 12. Numbers for the Knicks. Bridges attacks, swatted away. Cunningham. Brunson, though, tracks down the loose ball. Anunoby with the jab step and fire. Missed the 3. And Thompson blocking out Hart. Gets a little shove from Hart as Cunningham brings it up the court.
And Thompson went to a face guard block out on that last attempt and allowed his teammates to come in and gather the long rebound.
Cunningham just 2 for 6, drives, and now 2 for 7. Knicks again look to run. Hart down court, and foul called. Second free throw's good, and that matches the largest lead for the Knicks at 14 here in the second quarter. They lead the series 2-1. Game 5 back at Madison Square Garden on Tuesday. Game 6, if there is one, will be back here on Thursday. Anunoby's done a great job on Cunningham. Here's Beasley rising up, an air ball.